I'm Bob James, Governor of Alabama, and I bass fish whenever I can. I want to welcome you to Classic 11. We want you to come down, enjoy our hospitality, enjoy our fine fishing waters. Come to Alabama the Beautiful. If you have a problem landing that big one, I'll be glad to give you a good lesson.
21 years old. Let's give him a great hand. He's the only man that's got a chance. Stanley Mitchell has got to have 12 pounds and 4 ounces to win this tournament. Holy mackerel. Let's don't get excited. Just $40,000 riding on this bag of fish. Now, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with a big fish, but it's going to take more than just one big fish.
Your peaceful river so clean and deep, where the paddle wheelers glide, and your marbled mansions with mirrored halls, echo of days gone by, and your tall oak trees whispering in the wind, and your flower perfume there. The city lights, the star-filled nights, and your small town courthouse squares, and you're welcome here, and you'll come again. You might even tell a friend about Alabama, the beautiful, Alabama, the beautiful, your beautiful fall heat.
Classic 11, the second decade of the World Finals of bass fishing, the biggest classic. 42 anglers casting for $100,000, and the wreath of laurel that goes with the heaviest catch, the World Championship catch. Classic 11 is home in Alabama, in Montgomery, 13 short years after an idea grew to become the world's largest fishing organization. It all started here in this 135-year-old capital city of the nation's 22nd state. Montgomery, a city steeped in tradition and history that recreates itself as you travel past antebellum homes and markers and monuments and stand finally before a bronze star marking the spot where Jefferson Davis took the oath that made him the president of a new nation, of the Confederacy. It's here on October 15, 1981, that Classic 11 begins, with a bang that nearly outshouts the now silent cannons of Alabama history, in the shadow of the brick and mortar of a growing Montgomery. On the lazy, meandering Alabama River, with its 75 miles of sloughs, islands, drop-offs, creeks, and old riverbed stumps that hold the quarry that 42 of the nation's best bass hunters will try to outsmart and capture and weigh and return unharmed to the river from where they came.
Yeah.
Lake Montgomery, it's now called, and different than when wooden boats and oars, cane poles, and crickets were the tools of the anglers. A lot different today. The men and their machines, skillful, educated, scientifically oriented anglers with 50 miles per hour fishing rigs, outfitted with the latest and best in power and sophisticated electronics, equipment that has changed fishing and the people who do the fishing.
Equipment-wise, there's no doubt there's certain things that revolutionized bass fishing. The troll motor has given us more mobility.
I feel like that we have a lot more advantages once you find the fish. Many years ago, you'd have to isolate your fishing in just one little bitty area. Now we have the ability to fish up and down the river 30 or 40 miles, and once we find the fish and get on the fish, we are much more able to catch big strings of fish than you were years ago.
The fishing that I did 8 and 10 and 12 years ago, I didn't have nearly the equipment. The troll motors are so far superior. The boats, these boats that we ride in are 17 foot long. They'll take the roughest water, 18 foot long. They'll take the roughest water. You can go in, yet it'll go in 6 and 8 inches of water, places you can't even take a John boat. So it's amazing what the equipment, and it's a tremendous asset to you as far as catching fish.
I know for a fact that 10 or 12 years ago, we didn't catch nearly as many fish as we do today, nor did we catch as big a fish. We caught 2 or 3 fish 5 or 6 years ago. We had a good day. Or 10 years ago, we had a real good day. But now, hell, 5 or 6 fish is no luck at all.
Fellas, let's back up about another 50 yards.
There are 2 big moments in every classic, the beginning and the end. For the country's top 42 bassmen, this is the beginning.
Pull back in line just a little bit more. All right, fellas, let's check your line fast. Check your line fast, zip them up tight, put your kill switch on. Make sure your kill switch is good. Might as well turn your lights on this first light too, fellas, if you would.
Idling, thinking, jockeying for takeoff position. This is the beginning. The first day, October 15th. The pros, the big guys, the heavies, the bass anglers who through a series of head-to-head competitions have proved themselves to be the best.
Well, there wasn't another plastic worm.
Bacon, a tough, come-from-behind angler that was runner-up in the '79 Classic. Ricky Clunn, the Texas Machine, and winner of 2 classics.
Hey, fellers.
Bo Dowden, a favorite who proved he could win the big one with his 1980 New York victory.
This here is a pretty point here, all this brush on it. Stump.
Hank Parker, who beat out Basil for the crown in 1979 in Oklahoma. And Bobby Murray, winner of the first Classic in Vegas and a repeat winner in 1978.
Oh, that's a Jim Dandy. Huh?
Allen, Green, Martin, Houston, Klein, Nixon, Rhine, the Wards, Honeycutt. Household names in bass anglers' boats, each capable of putting it all together. For the 42 in Classic 11, there are 3 days to prove they're the best. And 2 extra days in front to figure out how to do it. Practice. 2 days to unravel the secrets of the river, to sift out the unproductive water and lures and techniques. 2 days to figure the pattern or patterns, running, looking, stopping, probing. Lake Montgomery, the Alabama River, a river you fish like a lake. Or is it a lake you fish like a river? The river's regulars say when the water's turned loose, the bass turn on, lots of bass, and big ones. Spotted bass in the 4 to 5 pound class are caught regularly when the power company releases water.
It's big.
but no one knows when that will be. So before the 42 start, they're faced with a decision: to look for a running water pattern that may or may not occur even once, let alone in each of the 3 tourney days, or just do what they think they should do. The bass are on bars, but also in the creeks and on the river stumps. Should they go for a 7-fish limit of 14 inches, or for 1 or 2 heavyweights? Today, before it's all known, before the 150 horses push those sleek, specially built classic rigs down the Bama River in quest of $100,000 at the first day's weigh-in, they just go fishing. Classic 11, the biggest, $100,000 at stake. 42 of the best and press who would tell the story around the story. Work, planning, execution. $800,000 worth of machines and equipment. Slick, fast, safe, specially built Ranger Classic rigs. The big Mercs that for some anglers would carry them more than 1,000 miles during this classic. Electronics, life vests, powerful, dependable trolling motors to keep them on the fish. Coolers, lunches, soft drinks, tow vehicles, fuel, serviced, made ready each day by the B.A.S.S staff and factory personnel. Classic 11, complete with the Klieg lights and hoop de la of theatrics and television and electronic scoreboard. Classic 11 is home in Montgomery and inside for the first time. Highlights of the first day's action on the water on the screen just minutes after they happen, and Classic 11 for the first time is a sit-down, watch it as it happens spectator sport. Harold Allen, he indicated he found fish in pre-practice. He's definitely in contention. 5 fish.
10 pounds, 13 ounces. Give Harold Allen a great hand.
10 pounds, 13 ounces. It looks like they're holding for him. But will they stay?
First catch?
Yeah, Ray, I'm extremely pleased.
All right, well, partner, you're on your way. Good luck to you tomorrow. Get out in there and straighten your tackle out, and let's give them a hard time tomorrow.
Okay, Ray. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice hand, Harold Allen.
Jack Chancellor, fishing only 2 hours from his hometown, reportedly had located a large concentration of bass in pre-practice.
Holy mackerel.
The classic first 7-fish limit.
Oh, my friends, we got fish. Have we got fish? Beautiful bass. 12 pounds, 8 ounces.
12 pounds, 8 ounces. Jack's pre-practice fish pattern is also holding.
Well, I mean just to have a good time.
Well, you mean you're not having fun?
I'm having a good time, but I mean without any pressure on me.
Oh, I see the pressure. Oh, I understand. All right, let's give him a hand. Our new leader, Jack Chancellor, Phoenix City, Alabama.
Rick Plunn, 4 fish, 8 pounds, 5 ounces. He's not out of it. He's definitely proved he can go the whole way. 2 more days to make it number 3.
Ken Cook, what do you got there, boy? 2? Got 3 fish.
Ken Cook, not that far back, with 3 bass.
That spotted bass with me the second time.
Huh?
That spotted bass with me the second time there in Liwell.
7 pounds, 2 ounces for Ken Cook, Elgin, Oklahoma.
Bo Dowden, far from front with only 2 pounds, 14 ounces. But this former classic winner stays out front with the crowd.
I ain't believe it. All you got to be is from Fitzgerald, Georgia, and be good. All right, Stanley Mitchell, 21 years old, and I want you to look at that poke of fish he's got there. You got to have a dream and $300 entry fee, and you can be a pro. That's the second limit, I'm reminded. Jack Chancellor had a 7 bass limit. How do you feel right now to put on this many fish?
Nervous.
Stanley Mitchell,
Watch your weight.
cherub-cheeked rookie, bounces into first with 15 pounds, 5 ounces.
Willie, all alive.
With a limit of keepers, the leader. The pressure place the old pros know. The leaders, Mitchell, Allen, Chancellor, at the end of Classic 11, first day. But it can change. The pros found fish, but unfortunately some missed the 14-inch mark on the ruler. 74 keepers this first day, and every one returned alive.
Roll them on. Let's give him a great hand. The angler of all time. Nobody.
The king, the best of the best, had only one fish. But he is the best for the 7th time. He captured the Angler of the Year award.
Roland Martin, come up here.
He's the all-time money winner, the winner of more career bass tourneys, and tonight he gets his biggest check ever. Maybe not in money at $2,500, but certainly in size.
You must walk in with this, Roland, and go into the teller and say, "I'd like to cash this, please." Okay? Congratulations.
Then it was Merle Haggard's turn.
Looking at the world, bottom of a glass, all I see is the man who's paying the fast. Tonight, I need that woman again, but I'd give for my baby to just walk in.
The second day, October 16. The Alabama River is a slow-moving, navigable stream that winds its way finally to Mobile Bay. Before the dams were built, the land was cleared to stump level. When the new water was impounded, the river raised 15, 20 feet covering these stump fields. In pre-practice, the summer before and during the last 2 days, many of the fishermen have found concentrations of fish on the lips of the old river channel, and on out into the stumps. The earlier in the day, the shallower the fish. On into the day, with a higher sun, the fish move deeper and closer to the channel. Fish without the technology of today, it would be next to impossible for these bassmen to locate these areas in the short warm-up period. This is a pattern, a style of fishing with worms, crankbaits, and spoons that will set the stage for one of the most exciting finishes in classic history. But there is always more than one pattern, and the creeks that feed Lake Montgomery is a second one. It will be a factor. But everyone didn't find a successful pattern, and some even found their pattern had changed. One by one, their dreams were recorded for the classic record. But in any classic, there's always someone catching fish somewhere. Day 2 of Classic 11 is over, and the front runners are standing steady. Mitchell leads by 3 pounds. Allen moves past Chancellor into second, and Cook drops back. Plunn is steady at 4th. Jerry Ryan makes his bid. Mitchell, the 21-year-old first-timer, holds on to the lead. The chief bassman, Ray Scott, brings a touch of class to the Classic. With more than 200 anglers, wives, press, and support folks that make up the biggest cast-for-cash contest in the world.
Let's have a nice welcome for our host, the mayor of the city of Montgomery, Emery Farmer.
As mayor of Montgomery, it's certainly a pleasure for me to be here with all you great fishermen. As we approach the last day of the B.A.S.S Classic, I would like to wish for each of you fishermen great fishing on Lake Montgomery.
Classic 11, the third day, the last day, October 17th. Plunn likes his position, 5 pounds out. He knows he must beat Mitchell and hopes the pressure will crack the Georgia youngster's nerves. But there are others also making a last-ditch run at the trophy.
Well, I got 4 in the box, but I lost 2 horses up the lake there just a little bit ago. 2 consecutive casts. One of them I seen. I know he was a 5-pound fish. The other one I never got to see, but he sure did feel a lot better than that one.
George Cochran was back of the pack with 1 pound 14 ounces, but one cast could change that.
She was laying right on this ridge at the mouth of Swift Creek. It's right at the base of some stumps. And I came across there for crankbait, bumped it about 3 or 4 times, and she hit it right when it come off a stump. She was laying right on the ledge, about 10 foot.
Here, fellas, I believe. Better than some of them.
And Bo Dowden, last year's winner, is having trouble with the size.
Oh, too young, too young, too young. Getting the little ones.
Allen's pattern is different than Mitchell's. He went to creeks and found his fish holding on logs and stumps near the channel. He's looking for the one big fish that has yet escaped him.
You got another one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fat. They're all fat out here.
The day starts right for the youngster from Georgia. He boats a 4-pounder and adds 2 others to the stringer. But then he sweats through 3 fishless hours.
They've moved and just not hitting. I still think the fish are around.
Unlike Fun, Chancellor had found his fish in practice on the same drop-off he'd located in the summer pre-practice. They'd held up 3 days.
Well, I've caught probably close to 100 in the last 3 days, and I've had 15 that would measure 14 inches. And that 14 inch is just tough on some places, and this is one of them.
Size was a problem, but he knew if he watched his chart, he could keep the suspended fish in sight. And maybe, just maybe, their elders might show up.
I don't think it will, Mary. I'm gonna lay it on that board before I put it back. Yeah, he just does.
Back at what had been dubbed Bass Anglers' Fantasy Island, the crowd mills around the dozens of manufacturers' exhibits of boats and baits and tackle. It's nearing the moment of truth, and the final minutes of Classic 11 click off. Standing room only. More than 4,000 spectators for the biggest show in Classic history awaiting. The final numbers on the board. The rumors spread. Chancellor has a limit. Fun had a good fish early in the day. Mitchell is short on keepers.
Look at the smile on his face. Where is Lady? There's Lady on the end. She's smiling more than he is. Harold Allen from Batesville, Mississippi, 36 years old. He had 19 pounds leading up to this moment. It's kept him 3 pounds behind Stanley Mitchell. 15 pounds, 3 ounces, says the scale master, Harold. Oh, Lady. Harold, I tell you that, we always thought Saturday was tough. I think the Alabama Power Company must have run water today.
Harold Allen is going to be hard to beat. He's the new leader in the clubhouse, but the challengers are coming.
But Jack Chancellor's from Phoenix City, ranked 4th in the national standings this year, leading to the Classic.
Jack Chancellor's second limit won't weigh big enough.
And the weight, 11 pounds and 10 ounces.
But the Alabama angler is definitely in the money with 29 pounds, 2 ounces. Rick Plunn, he's got a big fish. Does he have more?
Folks, let's give this young man a great hand. He's a fine young Christian gentleman who's devoting his life to
4
fishing.
pounds, 11 ounces. The Texas machine grabs hard hold of the number 4 spot. One by one, the who's who of the bassin world weigh in, but no one seems to threaten Harold Allen's 34 pounds, 3 ounces. Mitchell needs a limit, or close to it. Anchor with a big one. It's down to the wire.
What's happening? I can't see. Oh, I got to watch the monitor up here. That's what I forgot about that thing. Oh, holy mackerel! Now, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with a big fish, but it's going to take more than just one big fish. He has got to have 12 pounds, 4 ounces, and it may or may not be in there. Let's don't get excited. Let's give him a nice hand, folks, as he come up.
Stanley Mitchell, his first year on the Classic Trail, first Classic. Will he maintain the lead? His bag of bass must weigh 12 pounds, 4 ounces to capture the $40,000 Classic purse.
Come down, Mr. Mitchell. Come on.
It's just a dream come true. That's all it is. Just a dream come true. We've been working this boy. He really enjoyed his fishing, and you know, whether he played football or whatever he did during the week, we always went fishing on Saturday. And whether he had a bloody eye or something from, you know, a rough skirmish, he didn't let that stop him from his fishing. I'd say he's trained for 10, 12 years for this. And I told him he could do it, and I thought one day we'd be standing right here. He just got here so much quicker than we thought he would.
Alabama, the beautiful, you're beautiful to me. Your silent woods where the Indians walk, hold mysteries to explore. And your battlefields where the cannons talk, open history's door. Your mountains reach up and they touch the sky, and your streams run cold and clean. And where the sea comes up to kiss the shore, your white sand beaches gleam. And you know you're welcome here, and you'll come again. You might even tell a friend about Alabama, the beautiful, just waiting here for you.
One thing, I want to thank the Lord for letting me go out and have this privilege.